Orthodox rabbi, but Rebs won't like that expression, in New York, who wants to start like a Tea Party movement within Orthodox Judaism. And Palladino read out at a talk to some Orthodox rabbis in Brooklyn a speech that had been written for him by this Rabbi Levin, who was like a Tea Party guy who has a small synagogue with about 50 members in Brooklyn. So Palladino basically read out this speech that had been written for him, and Palladino basically agreed with it, but it got him into a lot of trouble because the speech condemned Andrew Cuomo for going to gay pride parades. It said that the homosexual lifestyle is not a worthy lifestyle. Maybe it's not a viable lifestyle. It's not something we should hold up as an equally valid choice to heterosexual marriage and love. And so Palladino attracted a whole firestorm of criticism, and then he kind of backtracked a couple of days later, saying, yeah, I still basically agree with everything I said in the speech, but I could have phrased things differently, and I want to be governor for all New Yorkers, including gay New Yorkers. So it was a bit of a, in political terms, Palladino took a hit. Like, he's down like 20 points in the polls now. So he didn't serve himself well politically, but did get Rabbi Rabs very excited about Palladino.
I would say that. I would add a few caveats to this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was willing to make that move because he was down, like 10 points in the polls?
Yeah.
And he wasn't moving.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a Hail Mary pass.
Right.
It's like it's the fourth quarter, right? There's like 30 seconds left on the clock, and you're down by whatever. You're down by 7. And you've got 80 yards to go. What difference does it make what you do, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you're going to lose anyways, right? He's going to lose anyways, so he just like went for it, and he's going to side with the side of all the Torah observant people, and the people who follow Catholicism, and the people who follow Christianity, and follow it in its 100% authenticity. Okay? So he's going to align himself with us.
Which is where he is authentically. He's not just adopting
I don't believe
this
it. I don't believe it anymore.
Oh.
This is what I want to talk about.
Okay.
This is exactly what I want to talk about. So I thought, oh, this guy's great. And I was so into him last week. I was like, oh, this guy is great. It's like, finally, that there's a politician out there who represents the Torah values, Torah values, and perhaps even Christian values, serious Christian values, right? And you can find common agreement between Jewish Torah values and Christian values. Mm-hmm. We're not going to agree on everything.
Yeah,
on
but
specifics.
On values, not on theology.
But not on specifics how it breaks down, but on theology we come from the same.
On values.
Values,
not theology.
Yeah, we're going to come from there's things that there's a lot of common ground, and I thought, oh my God, this guy's great.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a lot of hoopla that took place. The left-wing media. Like you said, it was probably, if you're expecting to be, kissed and hugged for that by the left-wing media the next day, then you've got some serious miscalculations of your constituents and what's going on. Because, the left-wing trashed him.
Right.
They grilled his ass, right? Yeah. Right on the fire, right?
Yeah.
I figured he didn't give a fuck. I figured he knew that was coming, and he was good with it. Because he didn't care. They're not his audience. His audience, is now going to be hardcore conservatives who aren't going to be upset by this, and now he's going to be entertained. He's going to be bringing in votes, from Fermies who probably would not vote because they don't give a crap. Right? Now we're like, hey, there's a guy who represents Torah values.
Right.
So now we're going to come out and thousands of us are going to come out in Brooklyn. We're going to vote for the guy. And I was excited about this guy. I was like, great, right? He got trashed, he got called every name in the book, right? He was called a homophobe, and he hates gays.
Yeah.
This is something I really want to talk about tonight.
Okay.
I'm up to here with this word homophobe.
Yeah.
This word's got to go. This word is it's name calling. It's name calling. It's a way of calling what liberals accuse people with Torah values of having a certain hate.
Yeah.
The liberals making that name calling are guilty of that very same hate. Because that's what they're doing. They're labeling guys like me as homophobes, right? Oh, he's a homophobe. He's a hateful guy. No, not at all. I'm a person who values Torah, and that's what I follow. I will not compromise my beliefs to fit in with some liberal's value system that goes against Judaism. Is that how I want to say it?
Yeah, I mean, and you don't even have to be a Torah follower to oppose the equation of homosexual love with heterosexual love and say that they're both equally valid. I mean, society's going to collapse if we don't enforce any sexual norms. You don't even have to be religious. If society doesn't stigmatize all sex outside of heterosexual marriage, people are going to be less likely to get married, which is exactly what's happening in the Western world. So,
okay, that's a whole other
I'm going somewhere else.
Shift.
But
I'm just talking specific. Okay, fine, that's fine. Because I'm sure there are a lot of conservative people who don't necessarily follow Torah values,
right,
but they have this. That's a secular approach towards it. I'm just talking about people with Torah values tonight. Mm-hmm. If a person has a Torah value or a Christian value, and the value says that the homosexual act is an abomination because they find that is what their religion doctrine says, and they follow their religion with 100% authenticity, right? Mm-hmm. They have nothing to apologize for voting their values and for speaking their mind on having certain values. How dare us be called hateful names like homophobes? I'm fucking sick of it!
And also, I mean, you don't even have to be religious to despise the term homophobe, because there's no such thing as homophobia. It's entirely a made-up put-down to try to say that people who aren't embracing of homosexual sex that there's something wrong with them, that they have a sickness or an illness. But there's no such thing as a homophobia. There are all sorts of phobias. There's agoraphobia.
I have that one.
Which Rabbi Revs has. There's fear of snakes and fear of heights. There's no medical homophobia. It's just a put-down term to say that people who won't embrace homosexuality as equally valid with heterosexual marriage, that we're sick and there's something wrong with us. And we're
you know what? I got a new term. It's called Toraphobia. And people in the left, the liberals, who slam people and call them homophobes, you know what they are? They're a Torah-phobe. Okay? Anything that sounds like Torah values to them, they slam, and they say it's hateful and it's mean. It's not hateful and it's not mean. It's what God says. Okay? It's not that I hate people who call themselves gay. And that's retarded. That's got nothing to do with it. And Palladino never said that. See, this is the lie of the left. They make it sound like you hate these people. I don't hate these people. The Torah doesn't allow it. And the Torah values say that is wrong. And that's it. And that's how we live our life. Then the next one comes is, oh, but we live in a secular society. They're church and state, church and state.
Right.
Right? Okay. Here's what I got to say to that. You ready? Here's what I got to say to that. The founding fathers of this country did not create a secular nation. I repeat, the founding fathers of this nation did not create a secular nation. If they did, I need someone to explain to me. I need someone to explain to me, Levi, right? I need someone to explain to me how the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1976, in 1776, says that our Creator, look it up, it says our Creator gave us, endowed in us, certain inalienable rights.
Yeah.
I want to know from some secular left-wing lunatic How does